World leaders in fiber cement siding and backerboard products, James Hardie is now earning a reputation as the #1 choice when a wood siding appearance is required for historical restorations.
This home was built on Boston Post Road. Boston Post Road originally was an Indian trail. During the subsequent growth and colonization of the states, it became a major thoroughfare and commerce route. And this road in particular was the first main road into Weston. So all the original homes, people that first settled in this area, tended to settle right along this road. This particular house, the Hager House, was built in 1903. Again, it kind of represents some of the classical shingle-style home that you would find at that point.
The exterior of the project had some considerable amounts of decay. The house was in two sections, a 1903 section and a 1989 addition that was put onto the back that was not blended in at all. Dr. Alex went through a lot of different designs working from the inside out trying to get the best layout, and we decided that was the wrong approach for a historic type of home. We had to really focus on the outside.
I think overall what the town was looking for was something, again, that blended really well with the surroundings, that was complementary to the original architectural intent.
We felt just sort of philosophically that we should try and follow what we felt were the guidelines that the older architecture established. And that included replicating details, the siding materials that we initially had, so that it really felt like it was integral with what had always been here. When we were originally doing the kind of the detail work and figuring out what sort of materials we wanted, I was all for just using wood shingles because that was what was here before.
I looked at different products made up of different compounds, and the Hardie shingle really looked the most authentic.
Compared to vinyl, the Hardie looks much more authentic. The major advantage for the owner's perspective was that he had a product that was going to be what we consider a lifetime exterior. By having Hardie shingles on his house, he's never going to have to worry about any kind of rot. He should never have to worry about his paint peeling off or repainting. No one has ever questioned whether or not this was real wood or not. And I've had people say, "Oh, that's a beautiful siding job. I can't believe you did that with wood." And I said, "Nope, it's fiber cement," and no one ever believes us until they get up close and look at it. It's definitely a great representation of what an authentic cedar shingle would look like.
You start with design challenges. You have to be very consistent with the original structure, whether you're adding or modifying onto an existing structure, or if you're building new, that you're building and designing something that is appropriate within the context of where you're building it, that it fits, that it's historically appropriate. The approvals start with the local building committee themselves. You have a group of 11 or 12 people who represented the church, who in a sense were approving the design drawings and the selection of the materials and the colors before we even made the application to what was the local historic district. Once the congregation was on board with all the decisions and where the design was heading, we had to make application to the historic district. It consists of filing an application, a specification sheet, design drawings, color chips, and then going through an actual public hearing process where you present the project and they basically vet the project in a public forum and then determine if it meets their standard of appropriateness. And if it's approved, and it was, they issue a certificate of appropriateness. And that basically governs the construction of the project right through to the end. The way we arrived at choosing the Hardie products for the church was a combination of factors. The first and foremost was, if we're going to remove the vinyl and the original wood clapboards, what product can we bring back that is historically appropriate but has a low maintenance characteristic to it? We used the Hardie lap siding with the smooth finish and the Color Plus. We gained the smooth surface. We didn't want to have the textured product here. We were able to lay it up in a 4-inch exposure that matched the original clapboards, and we were able to get the white matching the original white fabric of the church. Once it was on and people saw what it looked like, they were very comfortable, and the fact that we were removing the vinyl siding and putting on a product that was much more dimensionally accurate to a clapboard, they were very happy. It's received very high marks locally.
Rebuilding Together New Orleans is a program of the Preservation Resource Center and a local affiliate of a national nonprofit called Rebuilding Together. Our mission is to improve the quality of life of low-income elderly and physically disabled homeowners through home repair that is accomplished by volunteer labor. It's very important in New Orleans when we rebuild our houses to also preserve the sense of community in the neighborhoods in which we're working. On this particular block, for instance, we've done 3 homes, and that really improves the quality of life of our homeowners even more because we're preserving an entire block and consequently a neighborhood. And that really shows about long-term sustainability when we talk about the rebuilding issues that we're facing as a city. And so it's very important to pay attention to the character and the different character within each of the neighborhoods in which we work. In New Orleans, we really have to focus on certain issues when we rebuild our houses. Obviously, we want to maintain the integrity of the structure, and that means both inside and out. And so it's also, we pay a lot of attention to the use of our siding, to rebuild techniques that have longevity to them. And again, because we are about long-term sustainability, both for our homeowners and for the community. We love to use the James Hardie smooth surface plank. It's very, very important for us, first off, obviously to fit within the community, which this product does, and it passes muster in all of our historic districts. But even more than that, it also provides a long-term usage. It has very good insulating qualities. It also is impervious to termites, which we have a big issue with our Formosan termites. And it also has a fire retardant quality to it, which makes it a very good, safe product for our houses. The James Hardie product is vastly superior to any other non-wood siding that's out there currently. I've not been pleased with any of the other materials. This one gives me a much better reveal. It fits better within the character of our homes, and it has a much higher longevity.
James Hardie offers a cost-effective, low-maintenance, aesthetically appropriate alternative to wood siding, ensuring our nation's historical landmarks and communities will retain their charm and be around for future generations to enjoy.